Right now, family. So we begin now the very part 4. Like my gigabyte has already breaking my message, broken. Into pieces, no problem. This is part 4. Okay, of this very wonderful message started for you and me. From the very heart of Abba Yahuwah, the mystery of Quran, it is eternal Ebola virus and slave master part 4. So in case I share this in the news for you, comment, please kindly drop it and go listen to 1, listen to 2, and listen to 3. This is the very part 4. Okay, we are on the very third alphabet of this word called Quran. If you are a constant follower by now, you know what Abba Yehovah is doing in this platform. You know, teaching alphabet by alphabet. Alright, we are unveiling the wickedness of Quran. Please try and listen. I encourage you to do that. Listen to part 1, listen to part 2, listen to part 3. Okay, you know, we still have 2 alphabets to go. As Magical Pies these days has changed some new system for me, there is no problem. Maybe the letter A is also going to go for one part, and the letter whatever. What is the N? It will go also for another clip. So we also we have up to 3 points. I will also try and put that one into clips. Then we are done. With Baruch Haba Yehovah. All is good. Alright. Maybe some people, I don't know. All is good. So right now we go to the very third alphabet of this very horrible word called Quran. So what is the very third alphabet? It is arrow, isn't it? Quran. It is arrow. So what did that go for? Religious war. Wrath on earth versus rapture. So that is it. Religious war. Please kindly, this is not coincidence. This is what Quran is. Religious war. Do you know what that is? Please kindly listen to part 1. We did brief introduction about how Quran came into being, the very first impression when Allah began to give revelation to Muhammad. Listen to 1. You got that okay. Then we know we still make sure you follow up to the part 8, I think so, but now it is a very little voice, verse, minutes. Okay, it's not up to an hour. 45 or 6 minutes is stopped. So you will be able to listen to all parts, you know, break it down a little bit, part by part by parts. You can listen to parts like today, then the other one listen to 3. Before you know, you just, you know, listen to it all. It's of a great purification. Okay, so the very third alphabet of this word called Quran, it is religious war. So this religious war did not begin here on earth. It started right in heaven. Okay, so let us first of all put scripture to validate that. Okay, religious war. Okay, religious war, wrath on earth. So this religious war brings about wrath on earth. Okay, it brings about wrath on earth. There was war in heaven. I'm going to read that. So let's first of all put a scripture to validate this. Religious war. Okay, wrath on earth versus rapture. Listen to 1. We already dead, you know, with all these parts. All right, now I read Genesis 3:15, and I will put, what is the third alphabet of this word called Quran? Religious war. Listen now. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. That is, when you hit me, I hit you back. When you slap me, I slap you. That is an eye for an eye. Whatever you do to me, I will do it to you. That is all sizzling. That is ongoing battle, religious war. Like I said, this will never occur here on earth. Not at all. It starts in heaven. So I want to put that now to unveil the nonsense of Quran. So Revelation 12, like I read it already. But I'm going to be choosing some part about the child. Okay, and first of all, I want to establish the part of the war before we go to the part of the child, and before we cannot go to, we see that inside the seed of the woman. Should I first of all tackle that? No, let's first of all expose the war, because it begins in heaven. Revelation 12:7. Listen now. And there was war in heaven. Now let me ask you a question before we continue. So have you ever wondered, or did you even take to heart, or even, you know, think about it for 1 second, that heaven is a war zone? what comes to your mind when heaven is being mentioned? You are thinking it's a place of worship. It's a place whereby you are relaxed. Okay, it's a place when everyone is just living peacefully. But what did the royal law say? There is war in heaven. It's a war zone as we are talking now. Who is waging the war? It is Allah, the holy deity, the seraphims, and that reveals in Quran. The very third alphabet. This is what Quran is: the gun and the quotation. And this quotation, they have about 109 verses that condone this very gun, or set you ablaze, or chopped off your head, or stone you to death. This is what Quran is. What you are seeing in this very picture, that is what Quran is: war. All right, and there was war in heaven, and this war is talking about, it is the last days war. So from verses 1 to verses 6, it speaks about the war, the confusion of the past. Okay, listen to 1 and 2, 3. Okay, you're gonna hear the confusion of the past. That is what the Revelation is speaking of. Quran codedly has been in use right from Genesis 3. All right, now it's speaking of 1 to 6 speaks of confusion of the past, and right now again. Verse 9 also speaks about right now again, but this verse 7 is speaking of the very end of it all. Okay, we have, that is the first world war has already been occurred in Genesis 3. That is the first war. This is what we are seeing here, and that war occurred in heaven that reflects today here on earth. So the second world war we are going through today, it is Revelation 12:9, deceiving the whole world. As we are talking, Satan is the shepherd of the whole world. Now, the very third world war, it is this 7 where I'm reading now. There was war in heaven. Michael and his angel fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent. No, listen now. Not that deception is finished, no. When Allah comes from prison after 1,000 years, that Revelation 20 said, he is coming to lie again. He is coming to shepherd the whole world again. Just as Revelation 12:9 said, he's coming to do it one more time, but that will not be a short period of a time, which is their 1,000 year. Is very short compared to eternity. So that will be the end of it all. So you see that there is war in heaven. All right. So we want to put a scripture to unveil. Now that you see, heaven is a war zone. So if there is no peace in heaven, how dare you not say there is peace on earth? War, do you see? It's ongoing battle. The seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent, they are at war against each other until the end of 7,000 years, until the third world war is ended. That's it. It is a prophecy. It has been in progress, but you have a final result, which is the Sharia law. So from where I'm coming, we are just Revelation 12. Okay. Yeah. Verses 1, we see that the woman was in massive sign, wonder. That is mega sign. Okay, when he said great, he's speaking of mega, massive. The dragon again is massive. Great dragon. Okay, that is mega, massive. And we also got, okay, when we come to that of the versus rapture, we have a flight that is also called Great Eagle's Wings, mega, massive. The flight that is going to take us into rapture is also great, mega, massive. And we now also see another mega. It said the dragon with a great wrath. That is mega again, mega wrath on earth, massive after the rapture. And what brings about, or what usher in that mega wrath of the dragon? We will touch it step by step. So right now we are done with the war. You see that there is war in heaven. We see that war. So right away, let's go to the chart. It said the seed of the woman is going to be on a constant battle with the seed of serpent. And the seed of serpent is going to also return in it back. We see that he crushed his head on the cross and he bit his heel. That is ongoing battle. So we see Genesis 3 speaks about the child. Revelation 12 speaks about a woman with a child, about to be delivered, and the dragon still don't have face, to devour the child. And we see how the plants was being devoured right in Genesis 3. And Revelation is giving us an account of what took place then, now, and future. So right now, I read verses 4 or 5, Revelation 12. And she brought forth a male child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. You know what iron is? It's unbreakable. So that is how this male child is going to rule the whole world with unbreakable strength. Undefeatable, unbreakable. Okay? And her child was caught up unto Yahuwah and to his throne. And the woman fled into wilderness. Yeah, I did with that already at part 2. Okay, we see the child. I'm after the child now. We unveil that of the war already. And we know what brings about the war, because the serpent said they want to be on their own. They want to overthrow Abayewa and get the earth. They want to steal this earth from Abayewa. That is what brought about war. Then Abayewa now cast them out because they don't want to live under Abayewa. Rather, they want to be on their own. That was why they said in Isaiah 40:11-15, he said, I will make myself like the Most High. I'm going to do my own. I'm going to build my own throne. In fact, he said, I'm going to raise my own throne above that of Abayewa. That he said, he's going to raise his own plans, his own governorship above that of Abayewa. That is, I'm not going to stick with Abayewa. I'm going to do my own. Okay, that brings about the war. That plans was just, the devil was so smart and so clever. Okay, he was trying, he succeed. In fact, this is not devil, Allah. Okay, he succeed in, deceiving the evil angels right from the presence of Abayewa and flew them down here on earth to declare war, as they declare war in heaven. But they lose the battle. They were being cast, and that war is still going on right now as we are talking about. It has end. The end is the Sharia law, and the end of Sharia law, it is the link of fire. That is also the end of Quran and Allah and anyone that convert to that nonsense. Now I want to deal with the part of the child, because the part of the child himself is to rule the whole world with an iron rod. But Quran said they also want to do likewise. So that brings about great wrath, because they lost heaven. Now they are about to lose the earth. That is going to bring about the mega wrath, the massive wrath, the great wrath of the dragon, which is Allah, that deceiveth the whole world, right from reaching out down to Genesis 3. He refer you and me back over there. Go and check it out, how he did it over there. So right now, Isaiah want to speak about the child. Isaiah 9, Yeshayahu 9, verses 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Yahuwah, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. That's it. Allah don't have a son, but this Messiah have a father. Okay, so right now, his own government is upon his own shoulder. He don't need you to vote him into power. As he comes, he just takes over. That is how all powerful and mega, he said, the great signs appeared. A woman is speaking of his plan, the ministry, his bride. Okay, so when he comes, he just takes over. He says he's going to rule the four corners of the earth with a rod of iron. He don't need you to vote him over there. He don't want you to vote him over there. He don't do something for you to vote him over there. He don't need to be nice to you to vote him. He don't need to do miracle for you to vote him. When he comes, he just takes power. He begins to lace the earth. But Quran wants you in this manner. If you don't accept me, you are a gunner. That is, Quran wants you to take him by force. But this Yahushua is not going to do that. Happy and blessed are you when he said, come over. But because are you when he said, no, I never knew you. That is rejection. When he reject, no, sorry, you workers of iniquity, I knew you not. That one is called eternal. But Quran is not so. Religious war, you want to do it and force it by force. You have to take it by sword. This is Quran, okay? By gun. So Quran don't want this child to rule. That is going to bring about the great wrath, because the child will rule by force. Okay, he's going to take his own lead. He says his government is upon his own shoulder. He don't want you to vote him. He just come and take over by himself. So you're going to see that is the divinity. That is the divinity of Yahushua. He said the power of heaven is going to be shaking at his coming. So right now, Allah don't want that child to take down his kingdom, because as this child takes over, the kingdom of the world is going down the link of fire. The kingdom of serpent is going down the link of fire. The rulership of Satan is gone, of Allah is gone, Quran is gone. Okay? So now, when that prophecy was being given, Genesis 3:15, they thought Ebola was the seed of the woman. That was why Allah murdered him. Cain, the firstborn of the serpent, killed. Genesis 4, they killed him. And we see here in Revelation 12, the dragon wanted to kill this child, but Abba Yewana flew the child straight away to his heaven. And we see when Yahushua comes, who was the dragon? It was Herod. Matthew 2, he wanted to kill. But in their presence, okay, Yahushua was conceived, born, grew up, did his ministry, goes to the cross, ascended to heaven. They were blind. That is why I say Allah don't have no common sense. He has said he finished the first term. He's coming out for the second term. As he did it the first one, did you vote him into power? No. He just comes, he takes lead. Messiah. The same way he's going to rule now with a rod of iron, unbreakable power. So in Genesis 3, we have already seen the ongoing battle of these two, seeds on earth. So the mother Ebola, because they thought it was the seed of the woman. But Abba Yehovah never failed himself. He also raised up another child to continue his own, to carry his bloodline here on earth, which is called Seth. Okay, Seth carried that godly bloodline throughout until now gets to Yahushua, the very consummation of it all. So right now, the mother, the very one that's supposed to carry the godly, holy bloodline, they killed Ebola. But Abba Yehovah raised another one in his stand. Listen now, here I am. So they have been at war with the seed of the woman, or the holy seed of Abba Yehovah here on earth, to murder. Listen now, the book of Yashia 21:13-15. The very popular royal law that you carries make references in different occasions to the book of Yashia, okay? So I read now, 13. You know about Yesiach, the one you call Isaac. I read from the account of the book of, the popular royal law we carry just said that Agar was being sent out of the family and Ishmael was being disowned, but he never really go in details of what happened. He said he mocked him, but not really that only monkey. He wanted to slay him because he may low through him Yahushua will come down. He wanted to kill the bloodline of Abba Yehovah. Listen, I read. And when Yesiach was 5 years old, he was sitting with Ishmael. Ishmael is the progenitor of Islam. He is the author of Quran. Ishmael is the author of Quran, okay? He is their father. He gave them stand in the here on earth as well. Ishmael at the door of the tent, and Ishmael came to Yesiach and seated himself opposite to him, and he took the bow and drew it and put the arrow in it, and intent to slay Yesiach. He wanted to kill. Yes, it's his war. 15. And when Sarah saw the act which Ishmael desired to do to her son Yesiach, and it grieved her exceedingly on account of her son, and she sent for Abraham and said to him, Cast out this bondwoman and her son, for her son shall not be in with my son, for thus did he seek to do unto him these days. So he wanted to kill Yesiach, the very progenitor of Yahushua, of us are the elect. That was why he was being disowned. For this reason, he was being rejected. You are indeed the seed of serpent. He was being sent out. You see? So, it is ongoing battle. This is religious war. Why Ishmael wanted to kill Yesiach? Yes, because, through Yesiach, Messiah will come. And they don't want him to come. Allah don't want it to come. Allah is the serpent. When I'm saying Allah, no, I'm referring to the serpent. He don't want it to come. Because that child, when he comes, he's going to take down his own kingdom. You see? Just like Isaac or Isaac, the one you call Isaac, took down the fellowship of Father Abraham and Ishmael. As soon as he came, he was being sent out of the family. He was being disowned. Because you are not the actual child we are waiting for. He was being sent out. So when Yahushua comes now, the seed of the woman is going to send out, this kingdom of dragon that's going to bring about great wrath. Yes, this is what Quran is. Genesis 37, when Joseph is a typology, okay, of Messiah, the brother also wanted to murder him. It is Allah again walking behind the sea. We also know Moshe, okay, the one you call Moses, is also a typology to play the part of a Messiah in the life of our forefather. Pharaoh also wanted to murder him, okay. Genesis 37, you can see that of Yosef. Exodus 2, okay, 18 to 20. Matthew, chapter 2, we see when Aaron wanted to do that. Matthew 4 again, we see when serpent himself wanted to take our Messiah in this judgment and say, throw yourself from that pinnacle, for it has already been said, I will give you angel in charge. I will give my angel in charge of you to bear you up in their hands so that you don't dash your feet against a stone. He still wanted to kill him, never give up. He always looked for opportune, to do it. You see, so they were still after the killing. They wanted to do that, but he would die, but not in that manner. He will not die according to your own governorship. He's going to die according to his own father governorship to redeem his people. But what am I saying? They were still after his soul, to die a fool, to die a death of a foolish man. But he died the death of a wise man in redeeming the elect back unto his father. Okay. John 16:2. John chapter 16 verses 2. They shall put you out of the synagogue. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth service unto Yahuwah. We know when they are butchering people, they will be crying and shouting, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The time we are now, we are already in the time. You see the gun and you see the Quran. Okay. Now, Revelation chapter 6 reveal the 4 characteristics of those 4 horses may have been seen. That is my vision. And Baruch Abayiwa for giving me that wonderful, unique vision. The white oxman is Ishmael. Is their resurrection, Revelation 9. We see their resurrection over there. And Revelation 19, we also see their resurrection over there. Okay, Revelation 17 also. No, Revelation 17, we see their resurrection. Because it said it was and not Ishak, and yet he will be. That is, it was here before he died. He's no more. And he's coming out from the bottomless pit. So it is the resurrection of demons. And we see the numbers of the demons that resurrect in Revelation chapter 9. They are 200 million army to do this great damage to the earth, which is called Sharia law. So the very rider of the white horse, okay, is Ishmael, the progenitor of Islam. Mahdi and Ishmael is one identity. Just like Yehu cannot possess double identity, is Yehu cannot in the surface, but inside the spirit of Eliyahu was inside. Okay, he came with the spirit of Eliyahu. The same with Ishmael. Ishmael is Mahdi. Mahdi is Ishmael. He's going to possess that double identity. Is Ishmael. His resurrection, the white rider of the horse, he have a bow. And where I just read from the book of Yashar, that is what he was also having. He wanted to use to slay the child. Okay, right now, the red horse, who is that? It is named right. What is red? Red simply means a sin. He is the first one to taught one world order for men not to scatter in the four corners of the earth, as Abba Yehovah said. He was the one who said they shouldn't do that. Rather, let us talk in one place, build towers for ourselves, to make name for ourselves. We are going to build this tower to reach to the heavens. We want to make name for ourselves. That is again Islam. One world order is on its way coming. And he said it's going to take away peace from the earth. So what is the opposite of peace? It is war, confusion. And where do we get that confusion? Again, Genesis 11 at the Tower of Babel. I bet you want to confuse their language. You throw in confusion. That is what Babylon is, confusion. So when peace is being removed, you get confusion. You get war. You get confusion. So that is Nimrod is going to be resurrected. Now the third rider of the third horseman rider. What is the color? Is it black? Yes. No, black. No. Yeah, black horse. Farming is coming. It said that one is farming. The rider of the white black horse is called farming. So who is that? That is again is Esau. Esau gave away his birthright all in the name of food. He was hungry. Again, that spirit is Ishmael is going to resurrect and going to make people to give away their salvation all in the name of food. Because they are going to be a great famine here on earth. That is the ministry of that black horse. Is going to usher in famine. Alright? So, for people to give away their salvation in the name of food. Because he did give away his birthright for food. And many is going to renounce Yahushua HaMashiach in the surface of famine in order to be the friend of Islam. It's coming to teach you how to do that. Now, the very last fourth horseman, who could that be? Pale horse. Who is that? Say his name is called Death. Right as he's coming from the bottomless pit, resurrected from the bottomless pit, he now came with Hades, with grave. That as he just killed, we just dump. That one don't waste time. Who is that? Who could that be? Who is going to resurrect? It is Cain. Cain is going to kill righteous Abel again. Cain is coming back. He is the first man that carried out murder here on earth. He is the very first man to kill the first righteous one here on earth. He killed the very first death. Where we say someone died, Cain begins that. So he's coming to finish it, to kill the righteous Abel again. Why did he kill the righteous Abel? Because Abel refused to give a rotten stick offering unto Abba Yahuwah. He gave the very fat of it all to Abba Yahuwah. But he, the king, gave a roti as an offering unto Abba Yahuwah. Abba Yahuwah rejected. Quran is a roti stick. The Abba Yahuwah cannot accept that. For that reason, he will kill you if you don't accept him. To give a roti stick offering unto Abba Yahuwah, if you say you will not do it, he's going to kill you. Okay? You're going to die for that reason. Okay? So, that is the congregation of Smyrna. They are able, and Quran is going to kill them. Yes, but they will resurrect at the first resurrection. Alright, now let's do this together. Jeremiah 30 verses 7. Rather, this should be called the trouble of the whole world, not Jacob's trouble. Anyway, let me read it the way it is before I break it down. Jeremiah 37. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That is, you cannot take the mark of Sharia law. You can be killed, but you will be resurrected at the first resurrection, as Yahushua promised, the faithful one. Okay, but now it is not only being called Jacob's troubled. Okay, it's gonna be the whole world trouble. Sharia law is the whole world trouble, religious war. In fact, this war begins right in heaven. Heaven, not just only here on earth, okay, but this one we are talking about, the very last of it all, religious war. It is Sharia law to consummate it all. The war begins right in heaven, or it reflects in Genesis 3. However, since it's still going on, okay, so we're gonna find out in Sharia law. Okay, rather it is being called the whole world trouble. Let me see, put it for you where Yahushua said it is the whole world trouble. Let's put some more. Here I am, Revelation 3:10. I read, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, tribulation, and tribulation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. He said this hour of darkness, this tribulation, is going to come upon all the world. Rather, it is being called Sharia law. It is being called the world trouble. This time, not just Jacob's trouble. When we are saying Yakub trouble, that is referring to the people of the book. Okay, the people of the book, it said 2/3 would die, only 1/3 would be saved. Let's say if the people of the book is 6 million here on earth, 4 million is going to die in Babylon, only 2 million will be spared. Okay, so how many do we have today in the whole world? We have about 7 billion. Okay, how many is the people of the book? How many is Gentile? And we see Gentile, they are more multitude uncountable. Why? Because Genesis 6 make it so clear that Satan went into marital affair and have sex with women, and then begin to bring forth children called giants for him on earth to devour the elite. And Yahushua said his coming is like that. So the seed of serpent dominate the whole world. Only few belongs to Abba Yahuwah. Okay, so the whole world is it is the trouble of the whole world. It is the trouble of Allah and his children. Okay, it is their trouble, because it said Jacob children will be saved, the seed of Jacob will be saved. That is, we will not take Sharia law, we will never renounce our father. No way. We rather die and come back at the first resurrection. That's it. That is what we also found out in Matthew 24. It is being called the Great Tribulation. The Great Tribulation. It is the trouble of the whole world now, not just the people of the book only. The trouble of serpent and his children. Because satanic children, if you want to know the very present time we are now, go and read Genesis 6 and 7. And then you're going to know that satanic children fill the whole world. Okay? So right now we want to deal with the very last point of this very religious war, which is the rapture. Okay, we see our flight, the great eagle's wings, that is our flight. And there was war in heaven and wrath on earth. Okay, so we see the war and the wrath, the very consummation of it all. That's what we want to see now. Why the dragon was so wroth at the woman. Why? So that is what we want to see now, because of the rapture. You know, could you believe Satan, Allah, they still have access to heaven. They are still enjoy the access to heaven. They still enjoy heaven. They are in the heaven. They still enjoy heaven. They still have access to heaven. So, but when the first fruit of these last days is gone, which is the very rapture we are talking about, Allah won't be having that access no more to heaven. Daniel 9:24-27, we see Messiah is dragging that confirming of covenant. Yahushua wants to confirm. Mahadi wants to confirm, which is the anti-Messiah who wants to confirm. Okay, but Yahushua is the one to confirm it. Okay, the anti-Messiah will also confirm it, but for a short period of time. So when it's done, it will not get out. That's going to bring about great wrath. In fact, in the appearance of Yahushua is going to bring about Allah's indignation upon the earth, because now it's going to be cast out of heaven. Okay, it's not going to be having access anymore to ascend to heaven. We see that of Job. He have access to heaven. Job chapter 1, you can read it. It said, when the sons of Abba Yahweh gathered together, Satan also presented himself. And Abba Yahweh asked, well, where have you been? He said, I'm just walking up and down to and fro in it. And we also see Revelation. It said, okay, I think I'm going to read that. Yes. All right, now I read. Revelation 12, I read 10. And I think before I will go into that, yes, we are unveiling the rapture parts now. So I take 7 again. So that brings about war. This is the last war. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angel fought. Okay. So this battle doesn't really have to do with dragon and Yahuwah. No, Yahuwah don't fight. He's almighty. He's on his throne. He just win. That's why when his son comes, you don't need you to vote him. You just take the lead and begin to drive the world. That is all you know. So you don't fight. Allah should, present to in our sight, present it to us as if he is fighting against Abba Yahuwah. No. The only way I can also say he's fighting, he touches us, he touched Abba Yahuwah. He fight us, that is how he fight Abba Yahuwah. Okay, but Abba Yahuwah don't go into battle with him, not at all. Who is doing that? It is Michael, the archangel, is the one doing it. So this is going to bring about wrath, because Michael is the great flight that is going to take us back home. Let's unveil that. Let's do that. So that's going to bring about great wrath, because as soon as the elect is out, Allah won't be having no access to heaven anymore. That is going to make it pour out hunger, brutality upon anyone here on earth that is left, that is not raptured. I read now verses 10. And I heard a loud voice saying, in heaven now is come salvation, which is Yahushua, okay? And this and strength, and the kingdom of our Yahuwah, and the power of his Messiah, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before Yahuwah day and night. Where did he see Yahuwah to accuse you and me to him? They travel all the way to heaven. They are sent to heaven to do this accusation, but they are no more. They are being thrown down. Okay? So that is going to bring about indignation of Allah here on earth. Alright, now I read Revelation 12:13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast, my father. And when the dragon saw that he was cast out into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the male child. Why did you bring this guy here? 14. And to the woman we are giving two wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time, okay, and half a time. All right now. So a great eagle's wings, and we see the male child go straight away to heaven, okay, being protected. And we see the woman, a great eagle's wings also is being given. The woman is the minister, always knows that. All right now. So now, who brought down the serpent and stopped his madness never to accuse you and me before Yahuwah? It is Michael. So let's put some more about the part of the rapture. Here I am, Exodus 19:3. Want to see? If you want to know how great is this Exodus of this end time, you better return back to what took place in the Exodus. Okay, here I am, 19:3. And Moshe went up unto Yahuwah, and Yahuwah called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings. Is our flight. How he brought us from bondage in the land of Egypt and bring us into wilderness for protection and for preparation. The same again, the second wilderness. And this wilderness, it doesn't have to do with suffering. No, it's a divine protection. Okay, so it's coming back again. We put some more. So this wilderness, to my best of knowledge, the Ark of Noah was here on earth. It never traveled to no heaven. Here on earth, that is the place Abba Yahuwah is going to prepare for. It's a free country. That one is found in Daniel 11. You can see it over there where the anti-Messiah cannot come. So that is where we are going to be kept during this period of a time. They won't touch us. We are not going to know heaven. But it's a flight of eagle we are going to take over there. Who's going to do that? Let's check it out. It is Michael. That brought about wrath. Jude 1:9. Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputes about the body. Okay, with the devil. He disputed about the body of Moshe. The body of Moshe is the people of the book. The body of Messiah. The body of Moshe is the people of the book. Trust not. Okay, let me just hang it over there. I want to show you that this devil and Michael, they once, get along with each other. So that battle is still on the way, not yet done. You see? So he said he was having a dispute with the body of Moshe. We are the body of Moshe. We are the body of Yahushua HaMashiach. Because Yahushua said he came to fulfill the prophet and came to fulfill the royal law. So we are his body. Here I am, Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince. We have great prince. We have great eagle's wings. That is mega massive. Okay. It will stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time the people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book of life. Michael is the one, is the flight. He is the one to conduct the flight, to take us in fact. He is the driver. He is the pilot. He is the flight we are talking about. When he sound the trump, we are all appearing, disappearing to that very place called wilderness. We don't know what it is, where it is. I know it's 3 country reserved. in the wilderness where we will be kept. We are not going to know heaven, but we'll be kept here on earth. Sharia law cannot come nigh us. Here I am. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4:16. For the Adonai himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel. He's speaking of Michael over here, is the archangel is referring to, and with the trump of Yahuwah, and the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. Did you get that? Michael is the one. That is why he's the one to comfort the devil and dragon in these last days. That is going to bring about wrath. It's going to throw him out of our lives and take us down to that very place Abba Yahuwah has already prepared. No one knows but him alone. Now, I read 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet with Yahushua in the air, and so shall we ever be with Yahushua. So we're going to meet up with him in the air, in the clouds. So let's see what that is. We are unveiling the part of rapture now. So here I am. So we're going to meet up with Yahushua in the air. So listen now. Ephesians 2 verses 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the courses of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now walketh in the children of disobedience. So who is the prince of the air? Who is the prince of the air? Devil. Did you get that? Did you get that? So the prince of the air, that stood over there in the clouds, is devil, is the prince of the air. And we see we are also going to cut up with Yahushua, right? In what? In the cloud, in the air. We will meet over there with him right now. So what is air? Air could also be, the earth, the breath you took in is something that is there, but it's invisible. You can't see it. Can you see the air with your eyes? No. But the reality is that it's there. Okay, it is the atmosphere. It is where the devil dwells. It is the dwelling of the principalities and power. Like what it said in Ephesians 6, we are not wrestling against flesh and blood, but against principalities, power, and against spiritual wickedness in the highest place. This is the highest place we are talking about. They are placed in the cloud. They are resident in the cloud. They are resident in the hell. So we see the content. We see the battle. It is between Michael and Allah and devil. So but he's going to cast them out in order for the elect to cut up with their Messiah. This prince of hell, they are already there, preventing everyone never to cut up, preventing everyone never to climb up, preventing everyone to lose the reality of rapture, fighting so hard. But as soon as Michael get him out of the way, we all will get raptured, the one that prepared, and meet our Messiah, because this power of hell, which is the devil, is already in the cloud. Just like I see chase more than 3 billion atoms, in fact, almost 5 billion. Islam is skipping Fridays, Christianity is skipping Sunday, the whole world. Let me say almost 6 billion whatever plus. That is keeping this Sunday. He chased you out of Shabbat. He blocked it. You are not coming in because he himself is not going. Therefore, you are not also coming in. And the same he did now also in the life of the elect. He went over there. I said it's over there in the cloud. He's the prince of the cloud. He's the prince of the air. So just to resist anyone never to come to the reality of rapture, what you need to do is to build your ark. He never wants you to build your ark like Noah. He never wants you to understand what it is, but rather to be running after his counterfeit, running after Quran. That is the war. But Micah is going to cast him out because they wants me having a dispute over the body of Moshe. We are the body of Moshe. We are the body of Messiah. These are prophet conjure, because what Moshe started, Yahushua came to finish. Moshe is also still referring to the body of Yahushua. It's not body, ordinary body. It means ministry. Okay. I read again Revelation 12:10-11. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our Yahuwah and the power of his Messiah. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, is removed from heaven. Stop that madness. Which accused them before Yahuwah, you can't ascend anymore. That's going to bring about great wrath. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. All right now. We overcame it by the blood of the Lamb. Where do we overcome death? Exodus chapter 12. Go and read it. Take the blood of the Lamb, where we get the Passover celebration, where we came out from bondage, apply it, to the three parts of your life: your head, your right hand, your left hand, the litter, the up, right and left. This is how we overcame. He said, when the angel of the destroyer comes, which is Allah, the angel of death, when he comes, he will pass over you. As I see the blood, I will pass over. This is the only way they could overcome. And we now also overcame Allah, the one that was up there, the prince of hell, by the blood of Yahushua. We see every parallel, because the second Exodus is about to come. The second Exodus is almost here. So we see everything still goes back to what was in the beginning. Prior to the unholy spirit, which is the second alphabet, there is a scripture I forgot to quote, which is Revelation 16:20-40. That is what the unholy spirit is doing, which is the very signs of the last day that they are going to be doing to deceive the whole world. I quickly want to throw that in. All right, now we are also done with the very third alphabet family. We want to start the part 5 now. Try and follow up and listen to part 5. We are done with part 4. So we'll proceed now to the very letter A. What is that? So this is the mystery of Quran. We see how ugly and disastrous it is. Religious war is the third alphabet. And we see how that war, how horrendous the war is. And we see the final of the war. And we see what is going to usher in now the very wrath of the dragon. As soon as they be cast out of heaven, no more controlling the air, no more in the cloud, preventing people never to come to the knowledge of rapture.